me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
After the first off week of season number 5 for the JBL Cup Series, we return to the second super speedway race on the season, and it is the biggest and baddest of them all. Welcome to Talladega Superspeedway, and what a way to kick off the second half of the regular season. The first half was dominated by Legacy Motor Club and Joe Witkowski. Will we continue that domination into the second half, or will we have some contenders, and who will start the chase hopes here today at Talladega is the FedEx 500 and race 9 of season 5 of the JBL Cup Series. What's up everyone, it's your boy Racing and aka Nathan Stapleton, and welcome back to the JBL Cup Series after the first off week of the season. Of course, we started racing last week. It was Texas for the truck series. Yesterday it was Talladega for the trucks, and now it's time for the Cup Series to finally return after the first off week of the season. And boy, do we have a doozy. This racetrack is always chaotic, and we are set for a good one here. And for a little bit of a preview potentially before the Ultimate Awareness 500 next week. But I'm not alone for this one. I'm joined by the owner of Team Penske Bronson up here in the booth with Bronson. Welcome back to the booth and welcome to Talladega.
Thank you, Nathan, for having me. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the most unpredictable, the most chaotic, and the most baddest track on the schedule. It is Talladega in Alabama. Good old Alabama. And let me tell you, Nathan, it is always a treat to come to here. You don't know who's going to come out the winner. You don't know who's going to come out a wrecker. It's always so unpredictable, but that's what we love about Talladega. That's what we love about it every single time.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And with the way that this season has been, it's been kind of dominant by a couple of drivers like Joe Witkowski, Logan Williams, Clifton Scott Taylor, and drivers like that. But if there's any place for some of the drivers lower in the point standings to possibly get a win, it is here at Talladega. And of course, a little bit different this time. The rains are into effect, and we've done a bunch of rains won so far this up to this point. How do you think the rains might change the racing a little bit here at Talladega, or do you think it won't matter at all with it being Talladega?
I think that we might see a mixture of both, because Talladega usually always, and Daytona for that matter, is always a very, you come to the front of the pack and you always find a way back into the pack. That's always how it works. So I think we're going to see a good mixture of both today. We're definitely going to see a lot of skill on display from these drivers, and who's been doing their ratings throughout the week and who's been consistently doing that. Their team owners are definitely going to come into effect at the tracks like Talladega and Daytona, and with this race right ahead of the chase and a great opportunity for drivers to get their win and lock themselves into it, there's no better place than the ratings to kick in than today.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And Talladega, it's safe to say that the owner lanes will come into effect more than the driver lanes here today at Talladega Superspeedway. Uses the points after the first half of the regular season, and has been the JBL Cup Series up to this point. No matter what happens to this guy, he keeps on getting top 10s left to right. 5 of them in the first eight races. He has a 29-point lead over Logan Williams in second. Third in points is Noah Clifton, 32 points behind. Fourth is Skylar Taylor, 45 points behind. By far the best, most consistent Joe Gibbs driver of the season for the rookie. And number 20, most recent at Rockingham, Ace Garcia a couple of weeks ago. Fifth, 52 points behind. Glenn Beal is in 6th, 57 points behind. Trey Bell is in 7th, 60 points behind. Matthew Burnett is in 8th, 63 points behind. Dale Campbell, last year's champion, is in 9th, 65 points behind. And the last one in on points is Jordan Stout, 74 points behind. And actually it's a tie between Stout and Zidell. So based off a tiebreaker in most top 5s, it would be technically Zidell getting that 10th spot. And then based off of the wild card, Eli Bright would have wild card number 1, and then Jordan Stout would have wild card number 2 if it ended here today. But we're only halfway through this season, for the regular season, and it is the driver that is last in the points. Nick Lopez is on the pole for Joe Gibbs Racing, and alongside him is the number 16 of Andrew Miller. Row number 2 is Wyatt Walker and Anthony Hernandez. Row number 3, we got Ronald Kennington and Matthew Hubert, I should say. Row number 4 is Logan Williams and the number 2 of Juan Garcia, the all-time wins leader on the channel. And running at the top 10 is Bradley Ream and Travis Crampton in the number 45 live. Drivers and team that we've not seen a lot up front so far. 47 laps, no pit stops. Who do you think will win the FedEx 500 at this wild track called Talladega?
Well, this wild track called Talladega is going to get a wild winner. I think, I don't want to play favoritisms, but Juan Garcia in the number 2 Penske Racing Mustang there in the Auto Trader Mustang. I think he's going to get it done, Nathan. He is always consistently up front in the super speedway races. I look back to the truck race at Talladega last season, and he was up front until he unfortunately got taken out in a late big one. So he's definitely going to be up here contending with it, as well as everybody else and their brother and their mother and all of the other family relatives that they have. Everybody's going to be going in it, and everybody's going to be going for themselves for the win, Nathan. It's Talladega, so honestly, I don't know.
Honestly, picking a winner at Talladega is like trying to win the lottery. It's very hard to do. Juan Garcia not a bad pit, obviously a little bit biased, but plus six positions and points after Rockham inside the top 15, trying to carry that momentum here. But this can really change everyone's season. Some of the drivers lower in the points standings, like Wyatt Walker, Andrew Miller, and Nick Lopez, this can change their season. The point leader Joe Wachowski starts 31st here today, but that probably won't really matter with it being Talladega. Here we go. And the thing that we have to mention is that this is different than Daytona. Is the start finish line is at St. Travel, and that could play into a pivotal role as well. Have to see how the lanes will play into effect. And through the trial, it will be Nick Lopez, the rookie, alongside Andrew Miller, the veteran. We are back after the first off week of the season, and we are back to continue the second half of the regular season of season number 5. And we are green flag racing for the FedEx 500 at Talladega. A great start from Nick Lopez in number 54. And unlike Daytona, that outside lane is not really one to be whatsoever. Lopez will lead lap number 1, get a bonus point, and great start to the driver that is last in the point standings. And he will lead lap number 1, and here comes Logan Williams. Second in points, would love to get a bonus point for leading a lap here early on at Talladega.
Speeds upward of 220 miles an hour, not on this opening lap, but soon during this race, they will climb. The 22 Bradley Ream, he's taking a look to the inside, trying to challenge the 54 for the lead. He's got help behind. That is the 77 there of Josh Williamson. They're going to duck to the inside with help from the 24, the 1, and the 20 behind them. Everybody fanning out. We already saw some fanning out. I saw the 15 to Zachary Fitzwater, one of the newer winners in the truck series. He was the first one to jump to the 3 wide outside line. And meanwhile, Bradley Ream, he takes a jump to the inside, and he'll lead lap number 3, diving it into turn number 1, and he'll get that lap for himself, stealing it away from Nick Lopez.
And this is probably one of the best places to get a bonus point, because most likely I would have to say that this might be the race where we see the most leaders all season long, based off of what we see at Talladega. Nick Lopez trying to get the race lead back, gonna quickly get back to the inside of Carlos Suss, driver second. And now Nick Lopez is gonna try and chase down Ream once again for this race lead. And of course, I would like to mention the last time we were on the Superspeedway, it was the Daytona 500 early driver Riley Burley to getting the job done. And of course, he will be in the All-Star race here in about a month to try to get a Season 6 reserve. But Last time we were here, Penske won on a Superspeedway, and right now Penske is leading with Bradley Weem, and this is something that we might see, apparently, is that surprisingly we're seeing some drivers actually maintain and stay up front a couple of laps longer than what we normally see here at Talladega, but that's going to switch back to Nick Lopez, back up to the top spot for now, but here comes Williamson and Skylar Taylor.
Nick Lopez needed some help to get around Bradley Ream as he's going to get pushed 3 wide. That is in the middle of the 47 of the champion, Derek Hamill. He's trying to work his way up to the front. Meanwhile, Nick Lopez finds himself comfortably in the lead. Hamill trying to find a way to the inside, but no hole open yet. Meanwhile, the 22 dropped from the lead and is now way back, almost into the midfield. Look at that gaggle of cars there. I see Zachary Fitzwater in the bright orange, almost highlighter colored car right there. That's the Sunny D car, I believe. That's 3 wide, looking almost 4 wide there for a second. The 2 there behind the 22 trying to help out teammates right there. But for the moment, Nathan, it's all just a big gaggle of cars that we have here at Dega.
Oh yeah, this is definitely a lot different than what we normally see. Normally it's a lot of 3 wide, and normally we see a lot of cycling. We are having a lot of cycling going on, but we are clearly seeing some of the fastest cars here at Dega stay up front. Like Nick Lopez in this number 54, still a lean here after starting on the pole. How about this 31 of Jordan Edwards? Having a nice one, sitting 18th from the point standings, trying to gain some momentum. John Andrews, the Atlanta winner, the 100th points race win, up into the 3rd spot. And how about the most recent winner? It's Garcia inside the top 5, trying to go back-to-back on this series. And Edwards is not gonna... Oh, he does lead that lap. Gets a bonus point for Edwards, barely. And here we go. Edwards now out front, and we have a bunch of Chevys of Edwards, Garcia, Burnett, all on the inside lane. And here comes a couple of Fords of Lionel, William Block, and Justin Zidell. And here comes the point leader, Joe Kowski, from 31st to the front.
That did not take him long to get up there. In under 10 laps, mind you. That was quite surprising, but something I also want to point out is the 3 wide. The 3 wide is creeping slowly closer to the front, and usually when we see that happening, we see the big crashes happening, and it's almost a guarantee. We almost have a 100% guarantee of the big one happening. Wherever it happens, we don't know. Whenever it happens, we don't know, but all we know is that it will happen, and it will bite a handful of these drivers into the garage area. Meanwhile, the 7 of Ace Garcia leading here at Talladega, but maybe not for long, because that 51 of William Brock, he's going to take a peek to the inside. He's going to have help from the 99 of Noah Clifton down the backstretch going into turn 1, and the 7's going to be hung out to dry, but maybe not for long, because the 38 of Justin Zidell is there to help, but the inside line, as you mentioned here pre-race, is the preferred line. Noah Clifton taking a look to the inside. He's going to try and go for the lead all by himself. 3 wide for the lead going into the Trioval, and back to the start-finish line. It's Noah Clifton leading at Talladega, lap number 9.
30 points, Clifton gaining a bonus point towards the championship. Clifton has led on the lap, and so has Logan Williams. So both of those drivers have gained at least 1 point on Joe Wachowski here, as Joe Wachowski was making his way up to the front, but now he's stuck in the middle. This made Eli Bryson making a charge up to the front. And how about Brandon Beal? He won at Auto Club, and I believe that's the last time you were in the booth. As oh boy, 4 wide. The point leader is in this 4 wide melee. It is only a matter of time, and this is the 12th spot, 4 wide at Dega. But Joe Wachowski and John Andrews, 2 veterans of the series, are gonna smartly get out of that 4 wide situation, 4 wide scenario.
And they were lucky that they did so, because that could have been big. That was right in the middle of the pack, not only because it was in the middle of the pack, but because the points leader was there. Meanwhile, the points leader teammate, Eli Bright, he's taking a look to the inside of the 23 of Matthew Hubert in the 23XI owned car by Jack Haas, our friend of the channel. The 19 pushing the 42 to the front. Brandon Beal, as we mentioned the last time he won at Auto Club, he said that would be his first of 5 wins of the season. Can he get another one here at Talladega? The 23 looking way wide here in the Trioval. The 19 is going to get to the front and lead a lap. That is Ronald Kennington officially out front here at Talladega with help from his teammate of Nick Lopez. That did not take him long to find his way back up front with help from William Brock in the Rick Ware racing car with help from my car, the Penske racing car of Bradley Ream with help from Derek Hamill. There's a lot of helping going on, isn't there, Nathan?
Oh yeah, and tell you what, Joe Gibbs, this is the best that they've looked. They looked really strong at Richmond, but it didn't get all the results that they wanted. But Joe Gibbs is looking really strong. I think the best car for them is the 54, but we saw the number 19 up front just then, and we saw number 20 up front earlier on. And the only car we've not seen up front for Joe Gibbs is so far the number 11 of Dylan Matthews. But seeing a couple of drivers, that might be the class of the field here today. Like Bradley Ream, like Nick Lopez, like Derek Campbell, all up front, and Logan Williams back up front in the number 17. And here we go, side by side. The field got kind of crazy, 3 wide throughout the entire field. But now it's starting to get calmed back down a little bit. Double file, Ream to the race lead. Here comes Sean Stout in the number 21, who has once again had a solid start to the season. Only one top 5, which is the only top 10, but still just outside, but just in the top 10. And here comes Wyatt Walker in the number 78, having a okay season inside the top 22. And here's second in points for Logan Williams, the number 8 of Aaron Abel, who I'm shocked of how much RCL has struggled. They're 24th and 25th in the point standings, but this could be a nice win for them here today. And it's going to be interesting what ends up happening, but so far, clean and green at Talladega.
Yeah, that's quite surprising, but honestly, I don't think that that's going to last for long because we've seen people get more aggressive as this run has gone on. We're seeing a lot more 3 wide than there was just a handful of laps ago. But something that's very particular that's standing out for me is that Bradley Ream has the ability to go from, mid-pack in the 20s or something like that and move all the way back to the front. He's done it now.
Oh, there they go.
There they go! Going into turn 1 and they're spinning. Oh, big crash, big carnage. And that's Eli Bright, the points leader's teammate. Derek Hamill, the defending champion, the 34 there. John Andrews, Wyatt Walker there. We were just talking about them. That's Matthew Hubert all caught up in it. Nathan, we have our first caution. We were just talking about it. Clean and green, no longer here at Talladega.
The commentators, because that's a tough way for all those drivers, and a lot of them have wins this season, like the 34 of John Andrews and Matthew Hubert finally got a good one last time out at Rockingham. Now he's destroyed in that number 23 machine. Tough wait. Derek Hamill, the defending champion, 9th in the point standings coming into today. Probably not going to be the case anymore. Tough wait for Hubert. He gained 8 positions in points last week, 2 weeks ago, with that great one at Rockingham, and not going to be a good one for this 23 machine. Not as big as I expected it to be, but I'm pretty sure that was a 4 wide scenario. And first caution of the day at Talladega. And I would like to point out, because no pit stops, we have very minimized the caution laps of only 2 lap periods. So we will have a lot of, we only have 2 laps of caution, and we'll maximize as many green flag laps as possible. It will be Ream leading us back to the green. And how about both RFK cars of Hernandez and Williams will round up the top 3. And with it being only a 2-lap pace lap, let's go ahead and see what happened to bring up the first caution of the day in the FedEx 500 at Talladega. Here we go, the first caution of the day at Talladega, and it's a common theme. 4 wide, strikes again, and we mentioned of how it was looking a lot more calmer than the past Talladega races, but it only takes one mistake for that to change. John Andrews went up the racetrack a little bit for whatever reason, and that allowed the rookie of Kyler Sustride to get into the inside of the 34. And then Hamill didn't really realize that they were 4 wide, I think, and kind of pinched into each other here. And this turns into a little bit of a ping pong effect between the 47, the 24, and the 34. And then nowhere to go for Wyatt Walker. Boyd's going to get clipped in the 42. And then a couple of close calls, Joe Witkowski, that could have been him. And then look at Clifton, look at Fitzy, Ronald Kennington, and Beal all avoiding this one. And unfortunately, the 23 of Hubert had nowhere to go when the slime 42 of Eli Bright down the racetrack and a T-bone shot on the side of that 42, winning the Chevrolet. And tough way for all these drivers here at Talladega. Not the big one, but some big names involved, like Matthew Hubert, who finally got a good one at Rockingham, and then some former winners this season of Eli Bright and John Andrews, and the season 4 champion of Dale Campbell. Tough break early on here at Talladega.
Full speed coming here into the Trioval. As Nathan said, a common theme, but what's even more common is in the Trioval. That's always such a common theme that we have here at Talladega. 4 wide, coming out of the Trioval. Always the inside, pushing the outside, and boom, 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 all on the outside wall. Zachary Fitzwater narrowly escapes, but Eli Bright probably gets the worst out of that, unfortunately. But his teammate, Joe Rakowski, he needed to take a bullet, and Eli Bright was willing to. So hopefully, this is Eli talking. Hopefully, Joe Rakowski can go and win it for the team after Eli took a bullet. So that is how we got our first caution here at Talladega. Bradley Ream leads back, and that is how we are under caution, Nathan.
Yeah, the first caution of the day probably won't be the last. We have to wait and see what ends up happening with Ream as the race leader. Let's get back to the restart here for the FedEx 500. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway for race 9 of season 5. And for the FedEx 500, after the first caution of the day, we will go back green. Still very early on lap 17 of 47 at the line. And we still have about 27, maybe 30 laps to go here in this one. And we still have a long way to go. Unfortunately, Eli Bright and Matthew Hubert are done after that one. And then the 34 of John Andrews, the 47 of Daniel Campbell, and the 78 of Wyatt Walker pitted, and they will still be going, but I have to see how slow they are. It will be Bradley Ream as the race leader, followed by both RFK cars of Anthony Hernandez and Logan Williams. Second and third. Fourth is Aaron Abel. Fifth, Josh Williamson. Sixth is Juan Garcia. Seventh is Ryan Duane. Eighth is Nick Lopez. Ninth is Jordan Stout. And 10th is the rookie that might have made that caution happen, Kyle Susswine in the number 24. And Joe Rakowski, the point leader, is currently sitting in 14th place. He will lose some ground though, because of Logan Williams being second in points and winning in third as of now. Still a long way to go, and that was only the first caution of probably a couple more in this one, and have to see what Ream can do on this restart.
Long way to go to the green, a long way to go for the checkered. Bradley Ream needs to watch out if he's going to get jumped on the restart by the two RFK duo. They usually work in very mysterious ways, but I guess we'll see here on this restart coming into the Trioval, the place that is so common to begin the big ones. Here at Talladega, green flag is out. Bradley Ream gets the jump, but not as big of a one that I thought he was going to get. Anthony Hernandez is still there. Aaron Abel jumps to the outside, but he's going to get left in the dust by the 77 there. And everybody's going to go back to the inside. Nick Lopez, I believe that is. He's going to follow Aaron Abel to the back. If he's going to find a hole, he'll try to slot in front of the 24, but no, he won't. Now everybody will try to scramble. There's Williams trying to make a move on his teammate of Hernandez. Bradley Ream controls this field going into turn 3, Nathan.
It's going to take a lap or so to get wound back up here at Talladega. And it is going to be a Team Penske versus RFK showdown here of one. And how about these fours? These fours are getting crazy up towards the front. That was a little bit close between Aaron Abel and Ryan Duane. Oh man, oh man. Fours are 1, 2, 3 with Ream, Williams, and Garcia, the top 3. And how about another four of Jordan Stout? Fours are looking strong here today.
Oh, and there goes Williams to the inside of Bradley Ream. I was calling it, I was predicting it, manifesting it, and so far, he's trying to take a look to it, but is he clear? He is not.
Wow.
The 22 jumps to the inside, trying to block off the 17, and he'll do just that. The 2 trying to hold his lane, Juan Garcia trying to hold back the 21, Jordan Stout, and he'll jump to the middle, now the outside, followed by Nick Lopez and William Brock. Ryan Durrani And that's the 48, I believe, of Santi Messi as well. But meanwhile, the Fords command this field surprisingly. I thought that the Toyotas would have a lot more speed as they showed in the beginning of the race, but I guess not. Let's see what the 17's got for the 22 on the backstretch. There's Aaron Abel trying to make a move, a big, flashy, big cojones move on the backstretch, but to no success. He'll only just shove the 24 up to the outside, but he'll keep his position. And now it's still 1, 2, 3, Ream, Williams, Abel.
That was very interesting right there. Right when Abel got to the inside of Williams, Williams wanted to get to the inside, but Abel got there first, and now there goes Abel to the outside lane. It's still these two Fords, Ream and Williams, dominating this one. But here comes Matthew Burnett, and here comes the same center of Josh Williamson. Here comes the third driver of Alex San Vitale, and the number 12. Here comes Crampton as well. And gonna quickly take a look here. And oh no, John Anders is only going 175 miles an hour. That's gonna be problems. At least 78 and 47 are in a two-car tandem, so they're up to speed. So we really have to worry about, unfortunately, the number 34 at the moment. We have some drivers that might be losing the pack and or just realizing, hey, it's still early on, they might crash again, let's drop back a little bit. Some drivers like that are Ronald Kennington, Joe Lukowski, Eli Bright, Tristan Zidell, and Eric Monaco that might have lost the pack and or are just thinking about the bigger picture and just laying back for this green flag one. Back up to the front, and it is still Brad Ream, and this is a lot more calmer than what I expected it to be honest. We start single file and double file here at Talladega.
I'm absolutely shooketh. I'm staggered that the 22 just has that much speed to consistently be up front. He has consistently held P1, and he is about to get some help from teammate Alex Santovalli, and he is coming to the front to help his teammate, or is he going to leave him in the dry, as many cars and drivers have done so far? There's the 54. Where did he come from? Here's the 34. We caught him a lot more sooner than we expected him. Where's the 22 of Ream going to go? He's going to jump to the outside. They're going to split him 3 wide. This is not going to look good going into turn 3, but so far everybody makes good headway. And somehow, some way, everybody avoids the much slower 34 car of John Andrews. Applause to everybody for doing that. But now we have a race on our hands, and hopefully that means more competitiveness. But that's not a good thing for Bradley Ream and probably me, because Penske, besides Riley Spurley 2 winning a race, we haven't really performed that well. So maybe a win would be nice.
Yeah, I mean, that was one bright side about the field being double file, is that they were able to split the 34 incredibly, but now that has made the field get all kinds of antsy. Here comes the RFK boys. Hernandez shoving that 17 of Logan Williams up to second. The 12 of San Vitale 4 wide.
That's not a smart move, especially going into the tri-oval where we've seen so much. Back out of the 4 wide before it's too late, gang. We don't want to see another one. Oh, I don't like the looks of this. Brandon Beals there. Jordan Stout, San Vitale. They're squeezing going into turn 1. There's still 4 wide. Still have not wrecked.
There's a gap. There's a gap. There they go. They fixed it.
Goodness.
Whew.
Anxiety, heart rate, now down. That was crazy, Nathan.
Welcome to Talladega, Bronson. This has been crazy. It's been a little bit more calm, at least up towards the front, but we still had a couple of 4 wide scenarios. And tell you what, these Fords are still strong as ever. Ream out front, Brock up front, both the RFK cars are up front, and how about a couple of Stuart Haas drivers? Beal in the number 4, Farrington in the number 10, and here we go. Finally, the 4th Joe Gibbs car has made an appearance. Here comes the FedEx car of Dylan Matthews up front in the number 11. And Boston, I know that you're probably happy about this as the team owner, but someone needs to pass this number 2 of Bradley Ream because he's dominating so far at Talladega. A lot of shuffling, and no one can get past this 22.
Nah. Hopefully nobody passes him. Hopefully that I actually got the sheets done correctly this week. Hopefully that I finally got the correct ingredients that I finally got the good algorithm on my side. And now that we've got all of Penske up front, I hope we have a great day, Nathan. This is fantastic.
Yeah, so far it's been a up and down season for Team Penske. Juan Garcia is 15th in the point standings. Bradley Weem is 23rd in points, but was having a good season and I believe like 14th or 15th before a struggling Rockham and lost 7 positions in points. And then so far, out San Vitale is actually the best driver this season for the team and 13th in points and gained 13 points after a great one at Rockham. So it's been an up and down season with Team Penske, but it's definitely a up and down, well, it's definitely a up stretch when it comes to the super speedways. Penske have found the speed, and especially the force here today. And here comes the rookie, and actually 3 rookies, Fallington, Messi, and BB Rez in the number 5. Here comes Travis Crampton, Andrew Miller, Dylan Matthews, Owen Miles, all main moves up to the front. A lot of new drives cycling their way throughout the field, and here we go, Fallington, the rookie for Strauss, trying to make a move on this inside lane all by himself. Can he get to the inside? He is there.
Oh, it was coming, but we eventually knew it was going to happen. And now Donnie Fallington, the rookie, takes Bradley Ream to the inside. And now the 22, for the first time in quite some time, is now not the leader. Meanwhile, we have the 34 way ahead going into turn 1. The cars, the leaders, just hit start-finish. They're into turn 1. We might catch them on the backstretch once again. But unlike last time, we have 3 wide in this pack. Will we catch him with all of this 3 wide shenanigans? Here we go, Nathan.
20 laps to go. Round 2 of that's 34 of John Andrews. Everyone's going to be fine, but Taylor's going to get held up. Oh, no. Man. And this might actually hold up some of these drivers like Kennington, Block, Ace Garcia, Noah Clifton, Matthew Burnett, Skylar Taylor. They're all going to get held up, and they might lose the lead pack now because of this.
Logan Williams is up in this main pack, but meanwhile, where is Joseph Rakowski?
I think he is kind of doing the strategy of, there's the 78 and there's the 47. Then Rakowski, okay, he is with Trey Ball, El Marco, and Justin Liddell just chilling at the moment. And we are not done with lap traffic. Here we go. The number 10 of Fallington can catch up to Juan Walker at a bad spot. Middle to the outside. 3 wide for the race lead with a slow cut of White Walker. Oh my goodness.
Looks like the 16 of Andrew Miller is going to get the better end of that. Donnie Fallington, out of desperity, he jumps to the middle. He's trying to get something going. He's got help from Owen Miles behind. The 55 or the 45 rather of Travis Crampton. He's going to go to P2 in the matter of seconds. And just like that, we have the order shuffled exotically here at Talladega.
Tell you what, White Walker is not that bad off the pace as the 34, but he's definitely noticeably off the pace for these guys. And I would like to give a shout out to Crampton. We've not seen him always long, but he could be the Daydream O'Denihan of the JBL Cup Series. He has so many dual race victories, but he's not gone a good one in the Daytona 500 yet. He has won the Alta Morenas 500 before, which is taking place next week. I believe next Friday here on the channel. And he's joining a JBL Cup Series points paying run at Talladega. And he could be able to do that. 23 E-level racing has been up and down this season. Crampton definitely a lot more consistent than Matthew Hubert up to this point. And Miller with a massive lead. That's not what you want. As look at this number 10 absolutely shoving Crampton to the lead.
The closing rates is insane. Donnie Fallington shoving Travis Crampton in the 45 all the way to the front. And the 16 of Andrew Miller can say bye-bye to that lead. And he is dropping back like a fly. Fallington's going to jump to the inside. He's going to take Crampton to side-by-side to the line with help from the 11 behind. And also, look who's up here again. It's the 54 of Nick Lopez. He was up front here earlier in this race, and now he is back with help from Logan Williams. Logan Williams has a great opportunity to capitalize of this race since Joe Rakowski is not in the same pack.
Juan Garcia's on the apron back here. I don't know what happened between the two machines. Still hugging Ablin.
I wonder if he's got a tire down or something.
And he's not gonna pit. I don't know what happened to the number 2 right there. That was really, really weird. And here we go. Here's one of the dominant cars the other day. It's been, I want to say, the best 3 cars: Logan Williams, Bradley Weem, and Nick Lopez. Nick Lopez trying to get his first win on the channel, and that farewell could happen. This 54 has been possibly the strongest car here today, besides Bradley Weem. And to the front goes the 54, but while we're here comes Jordan Stout, as we have a split of Pats here, and I don't know if we will see another caution here today, but I don't know, with a couple of these slow cars, anything is possible. All miles to the race lead, and we are running out of time with less than 14-15 laps to go here at Talladega.
The drivers know that they are also running out of time. That's why they're jumping 3 wide to the way outside. And that's why Talladega is so unique, because it's super extra wide, much wider than Daytona. And that's why they're able to run consistent 3 wide packs. And that's why 3 wide at Daytona is not often able to work. But they're able to make it work here at Talladega. And the 54 is leading that outside pack, that way outside pack. Meanwhile, Andrew Miller, he's back up front here with help from, guess who? It's Bradley Ream. 31, their teammates. The 31 of Jordan Edwards and Andrew Miller. Those are 2 teammates tandeming to the front, and they're going to leave the 77 of Josh Williamson to the middle lane. And here comes the 34 out of nowhere.
Oh boy!
Oh!
We're gonna hold up the 22, the 48, 45, 5, and the 4. Oh my god! No, there we go!
Oh!
Okay!
Oh man! Oh.
Skylar Taylor! Oh my goodness!
19's over. My goodness.
It's bound to happen at some point. Lap traffic and RFK and shambles. Kennington, Taylor, Walker again. That's the big one at Talladega, and upside down is number 19.
The big one was bound to happen. We just didn't know when. We didn't know how big it was going to be. And well, we found out. Racing back to the caution flag. Nick Lopez, the pole sitter, the rookie, dead in last in points. And he's going to lead back to the caution flag with help from Aaron Abel. And Nathan, second caution of the day here at Talladega. And it's the big one.
That was the big one. Dale Campbell involved in again. Juan Garcia, Juan Dewani, Juan Walker in the second crash of the day. Matthew Burnett, that's a heartbreaker. He was having a solid, quiet day. Juan Kennington, obviously Toyota's been strong here today. He went upside down. Third in points, Logan Williams involved. Fourth in points, Skylar Taylor. Oh my goodness, a lot of drivers I'm involved in that one for the second caution of the day, and that's going to set us up for, I want to say, about a 10-lap shootout at Talladega now.
And that was shaping up to be such a good finish. We were going so well, 3 wide. The pack was proving themselves worthy of actually racing competently, and then out of nowhere, we didn't see it until the last second, but John Andrews out of nowhere spawned in and absolutely decimated the field here at Talladega.
Yeah, without that, let's take a look at what happened for only the second caution of the day at Talladega for the FedEx 500. Here for the big one at Talladega. Here we go, second caution of the day, and this is mostly on John Andrews to start this because he was going so slow. But Logan Williams tried going up into this outside lane right when his teammate Anthony Hernandez was catching up to him, and just a little bit of contact sent the 17 down into the 4, and then the 4 into the 6, and that's what spun them around. And very, very unfortunate for both of K drivers. They were very strong today. Outside wall for Logan Williams. Fitzy involved in the number 15. And then we have multiple incidents in one here, essentially. Because right here, the number 12, the 17-9 and the 14 all going into the outside wall. And then the 2, the 19 and the 51. Oh my goodness, running block on 2 wheels right there. And then some of these damaged cars of White Walker and Dale Campbell pile on in, and upside down goes Ronald Kennington with a wacky flip on top of the 14, on top of the 78. And then he's going to go for a wild wide. And unfortunately for this 19. I didn't do it of what I did last time for the truck series where I left on mono damage. It is unrealistic damage, and this wild flip through the glass is going to take him out of contention in this one. And unfortunately, that's going to take out a couple of more Toyotas that were super strong here today. The big one strikes here in turns 1 and 2.
So the 34 of John Andrews, out of nowhere, absolutely clogs up this inside lane. Logan Williams is having none of it. He sees his 6 coming to the rescue, but there's no time. And Logan Williams just jumps up to the outside, and the 6 with going almost 215 miles an hour compared to Logan Williams to 184. Yeah, that was bound to be a crash, and unfortunately it happened and took out a lot of great cars.
It definitely took out a lot of good cars here at Talladega, and that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's go ahead and take an onboard here with the number 19 of Ronald Kennington with a wild flip in turns 1 and 2. Here we go, following along with the number 19 of Ronald Kennington, and he basically had nowhere to go in this number 19. Just an RFK duo, and you can't see a single thing, and then nowhere to go, just went out of room with the 2 to the point, and then upside down with a wild flip for this number 19, and upside down for Ronald Kennington. Tough way to end his day early at Talladega with the big one, but that's Talladega for you. Meanwhile, it will be the number 54 of Nick Lopez, who barely won the race back to the line, and we will have about 9-10 laps to go in the FedEx 500, and let's get back to the restart at Talladega Superspeedway. Welcome back to Talladega Superspeedway, and things are gonna get good, even though they were already good. We will go back with 10 laps to go in the FedEx 500, and it will be Nick Lopez as the race leader. Unfortunately, under this caution, the number 5, BB Ruiz, who was up front, has had a tire go down, so that's fairly unfortunate for that number 5 team, as they're going to go a lap down. Well, maybe not a lap down, but they will definitely lose the pack here. Not too many cars are out from that crash. Apparently Hamlin was out from a tire issue, even though he was involved in that crash. Ryan Walker is done, and Ryan Dwyer is done. Unfortunately, John Andrews is not done. He's still going in the number 34, so we might catch up with him again. Nick Lopez, John Andrews, remain unable. Susswire caused the first crash, is in 4th. Josh Williamson trying to go back-to-back for Spire, with Ace Garcia at Rockham, and now trying to have it be Josh Williamson. How about Donnie Fallington in the 6th position, Andy Miller in 7th, Jordan Stout in 8th, Owen Miles in 9th, and how about the FedEx Toyota of Dylan Matthews inside the top 10. And this is going to get wild. Only 10 laps to go at Talladega. Oh boy, hopefully this is the final restart, and if it is Swanson, I have no idea of who is going to get the race victory here.
I have no idea either. My pick, Juan Garcia, got caught up in that crash, so my pick is out. That means the bad luck is gone, so hopefully we can have a good finish. The 54, who I should have picked in the first place, Nick Lopez, who spun out at North Wilkesboro, he's going to lead us back to green, and he's going to get a big jump. Aaron Abel, he got caught off guard, and he's going to jump to the outside of the 31, and we'll see how this pans out. That's Jordan Edwards. He's going to jump to the inside, the 77 of Josh Williamson, with help behind Donnie Fallington, the impressive driver today. He's up front, and he is going to challenge here, but Nick Lopez, I believe, has too big of a lead. Unless they catch him on the backstretch, he's going to be in trouble here, Nathan.
Yeah, that 54 has been one of the stronger cars today, but you don't want to have that big of a lead, and that gap is gone. All over the back bumper is the 31 of Jordan Edwards for College Racing. And here we go to the inside lane. Chevy's going to work together. Spot and College. Josh Winston's going to shove the 31 of Jordan Edwards to the race lead. And at this point, I don't think his teammates anymore. Even though we have 2 cars up front, they might work together. But Nick Lopez is going to drop back on the outside lane. Edwards out front. Williamson in 2nd. Fallington in 3rd. He's going to take 2nd away as... Oh my goodness, what a move that was right there. Here comes the fast machine. Dylan Matthews, where did he come from? In his number 11 machine. Alexander Vitale in the number 12, Brian Beal in the number 4, Travis Crampton in the 45, Noah Clifton, Ace Garcia. We don't have a lot of cars in this lead pack anymore, and it is going to be a doozy. Everyone is going 3 wide throughout the entire pack. Who wants to win at Talladega more? Let's find out with 8 laps to go at Talladega.
With the teammates, you can discuss that after the race, but right now your friends are where you find them, and your foes, well, they're everywhere here at Talladega, and you'll pick them up whether you're their friend or foe. But meanwhile, Alex Sanvitali, he's going to jump to the outside. Donnie Follington puts an aggressive block to the apron, to the double yellow line, and he's going to jump from P2 to the lead. He's going to take Jordan Edwards P1 and take it and say bye-bye, because Edwards is now dropping like a fly. He's going to get picked up by Crampton on the top side, but like we said earlier in the race, that inside is where you want to be. Alex Sanvitali, he's going to stay behind the 10 car for another lap. And Donnie Follington, the kid who's impressed all of us today, he's going to lead at Talladega with under 10 laps to go. Is he in the catbird seat, or is he just going to be another driver washed up track for Alex Sanvitali or Noah Clifton here, or anybody else? Dylan Matthews is here. Anybody else in this pack to take advantage of? Here comes Noah Clifton trying to take a look to the inside here on the backstretch.
These drivers are making big money moves here at Talladega with 7 laps to go, coming to 6 to go. They do not want to be up top, and they are trying to get to the inside as soon as possible and as fast as possible. I believe we only have 17 cars in this lead pack as it stands. And Trey Barlow, Adolf Monaco, Justin Zidell, Joe Wachowski, Fitzroy, and Hernandez still in a group of their own, and then we have a lot of cars to separate. Oh my goodness.
That could be problematic, Nathan.
This 17 is even slower than this 34. Oh my goodness. We are not. Oh boy, we are not going to be done with lap cars, and that's unfortunate for Logan Williams. Was in potential to possibly win here today, but now most likely Joe Witkowski will keep the point lead going into Dover next week. But how about Noah Clifton third in the point standings to the race lead at Talladega?
And how about Brandon Beal? Here's the 17. We were talking about him. He's going to go to the inside.
Boy!
There's contact. Can they save it? The 21 goes to the apron. The 16 saves it. How did they keep it going straight, Nathan?
I have no idea. That 17 does not need to be on the racetrack whatsoever. He's going Arca speed here at Talladega. Meanwhile, look at Suhas 1-2 side by side lap from the number 10. And meanwhile, this I really don't know what's gonna happen here. We got Follington, Beal, Ream, Lopez, two of the strongest cars all day inside the top 4 late in the going. We got Williamson and Clifton in this entire pack of 5 or 6, 7 cars trying to catch up. I don't know what's gonna happen now, and oh my goodness, that's 4 lap cars. Not really Beal, but oh my goodness, Skylar Taylor, who looks like a modified, is out here. And this Burnett and John Andrews, oh my goodness.
Donnie Follington is going to navigate traffic like his life depends on it. He's going to try, get behind, get around, then get back around. Oh my goodness, the 9 almost blocks his trajectory. Meanwhile, the main pack is here once again. What is happening, Nathan? This is insane. This is going to be an insane finish coming to the end of this if we can get it back.
Oh, we are under caution.
And that's it.
That might be it.
Donnie Follington has such a big lead off at turn number 4. This is going to be it. This is going to be the race for the win. If he doesn't get held up by the 5 car there, Donnie Follington through the trial, Nathan.
Depending on what ends up happening, it's a 2-lap caution period. Follington might have just got this race win. And I'm pretty sure we had a caution because of one of these super slow lap cars and super slow damaged cars. I don't know, it's a 2-lap caution period. We were coming to 3 to go. I don't know, it might be a 1-lap shootout. I'm not entirely sure.
Questions are arising here in the booth, Nathan. What are the officials going to do?
If I was the official, I would say go ahead and have a 1 or 2-lap shootout. It looks like it was just a spin, a single spin, so it should be fine. I would say screw it and go green now, but we'll have to wait and see. Let's go ahead and quickly see what happened to bring out the 3rd caution of the day at Talladega. We're gonna watch this one time, the super slow car of Skylar Taylor. This honestly could have been avoided. A lot of close calls with these guys going all over the place and all miles. A tiny tap on Skylar Taylor right there. That is gonna spin them around in the number 20. And watch out for this 45 with Travis Crampton onto the apron. A simple spin that could have been avoided. And now we're gonna have to wait and see what the officials will do here, if that will end the race or not. If it does, then Follington is going to get his first career win here at Talladega, but if it doesn't, then we could have a 1 or maybe even a 2-lap shootout. And for Follington, that is not really much to see with having the 2 best cars all day long, Lopez and Ream, right behind him. Let's see what will happen here at Talladega for the FedEx 500. Well, by the magic of the chat tool, we are going to have a 1-lap shootout here at Talladega Superspeedway after that caution that probably could have been avoided. And this is going to be interesting. It's going to be all determined on the jump on the restart for Donnie Follington. Lopez in second, Beal in third, Ream in fourth, and Josh Williamson rounds out the top 5. Sustry, Clifton, Stout, Messi, and Dylan Matthews rounding out the top 10. It's only going to be 1 lap, 2.66 miles, and it's possible for Nick Lopez and Brian Beal, but they need to get a much better restart than this number 10.
Yeah, absolutely, and unlike all of these drivers, Follington doesn't have any help like he did on the previous restarts. Follington's teammates got caught up in crashes, they're off the pace, or something else another happened. Maybe they're in the back of the pack, but the closest person right there, Brandon Beal, he is not going to wait for Donnie Follington, the rookie, the newcomer at the team. He said he's going to go for 5 wins this season. He's going to do it whatever it takes, and this is that moment to get win number 2 of that 5. And Nathan, anything, all of our thinking going into this race, all of what we predicted going into the race out the window onto the front stretch in the grass. I don't know who's going to win this, Nathan. It could be Ream, Beal, it could be Lopez, or it could be Follington for his first career win. Who is going to take it all?
If Follington gets it first career win, Lopez gets it first career win, Beal gets it second win on the season, Ream, I think this will be his second or third win in the Cup Series. It's going to come down to this restart. 1 lap to go in the FedEx 500. Can Follington get a good restart here? He gets a decent restart. But what will happen with Beal and Lopez? Here we go, final lap at Talladega.
Follington, he defended on the inside even before the green flag was waved. Ream up the track. He's got Noah Clifton behind him, but that outside is not going to help them. He's going to fall back. Those two are going to fall back, and Lopez with the run from Beal behind. What is he going to do? He's going to take it to the inside, and here comes the 77 as well. Follington outside with help from Beal, his teammate. No, nothing to the inside that Follington can do, and Lopez, the Truck Series or the ARCA Series winner, is going to lead at Talladega through turns 3 and 4, Nathan.
Here comes Josh Williamson though, trying to go 2-0 for Spire. 2-0, oh no, he's gonna block the rookie from the pole. Nick Lopez is gonna win the first 500 in a 1-lap shootout at Talladega.
Nathan, you can call that whatever you want. You could say that Follington got robbed. You could say whatever you want. But we saw a classic Talladega finish when it was all said and done. And Nick Lopez is one happy man. He is a winner in the JBL Cup Series, and it just so happened to be here at Talladega for a team that hasn't had their best season. And Nathan, man, no words, no words.
And you know what? For a team that has struggled for the most part this season, and for a manufacturer that has struggled a lot this season, finally, it took until race number 9, but Toyota finally gets the first win on the season. Nick Lopez, last of the point standings, is going to get some kind of momentum finally. And you know what? This 54 team has had a lot of speed in the last 2 or 3 races. Was fast at Richmond, got taken out late. Was fast at Rockingham, qualified up front, got taken out fairly early on. Finally, this 54 started up front, was dominant all day long, one of the best cars all day, and gets the job done for Nick Lopez's first win in the Cup Series, and you know what? That also means that he's going to be in the Season 5 All-Star race and could have a shot at getting a Season 6 reserve. What a race at Talladega. That was wild. Definitely a lot more different than years past, but definitely a wild one. And in Fallington, I feel bad for him, but I think even if I didn't do the track tour, I think it was going to be a one-lap track anyway, with it being heading towards 3 laps to go. So that's just the way that we do things at Talladega and Daytona. We try to have as much green flag racing as possible with the 2-lap caution periods, and it ended up being a 1-lap shootout. Lopez gets the win, Williamson in second, almost back-to-back wins for Spire, Fallington in third, Sustry in fourth, Beal in fifth, Stout, Ream, San Vitale, and okay, where did Ace Garcia come from? Grade 1 to get 9th, and then Messi in 10th, Clifton, Matthews, Barlow. Kowski literally stayed in the back, always long with Trey Barlow, and they get 13th and 14th, and Joe Kowski is easily going to be here. Well, he's easily going to leave here as a point leader still. That 43 team is something else this season. Monaco in 15th, Miles, Edwards, Lydell, Miller, Fitzwater in 20th, Crampton, Hernandez, Block, Garcia, Rez, and Burnett rounds out the top 26. And a bunch of cars were either out or 1 lap down. Taylor Williams, Abel 1 lap down. John Anders, who should not have been on the racetrack, was 2 laps down. And then throughout all the chaos, we only had 6 retirees of Wyatt Dwyer, Ronald Connington, Wyatt Walker, Derek Hamill, Eli Bright, and Matthew Hubert. So after a wild Talladega race, we saw kind of a combination of the new factor of the rains and the old factor of crazy chaos. What's the final thoughts here at Talladega for the JBL Cup Series?
Final thoughts, I really want to focus on Donnie Fallington, because regardless of how that race finished, he still leaves with a, P3? Yeah, P3. And considering how this race went, I think that he should be very lucky. I mean, some of his teammates didn't get really all that lucky. They got caught up in the crash, as I mentioned, before the restart, so I think however he thinks of it, he should at least take that with him leaving Talladega, that he at least survived with a car that can be raced with the next time we arrive to a superspeedway. Nathan, that was an instant Talladega classic that we just had on our hands.
Without a doubt, that definitely had a lot more dominance in some of these drives today, and definitely I liked it a lot. So I kind of have to wait and see what happens next season with the rains and the schedule for of how it will play out. But what a race this was. And quickly look at the points before we go into Dover next week for the first time on the channel. That's going to be a wild card of a race in its own right. But after this one at Talladega, it will be Joe Wachowski still as the point leader, and he only lost one point. He did have a 29-point lead over Logan Williams. He's going to leave with a 28-point lead over Noah Clifton in second. So still Wachowski dominating here in the Cup Series. But I would like to mention Ace Garcia. He now has the most top 10s with 6 on the season. So Ace Garcia is starting to make some moves in that number 7 machine. And definitely a lot of shuffling throughout the field. And what a wild one here at Talladega. And it's going to be interesting what ends up happening next week. Got a big week on the channel. First time ever at Dover for the channel and the JBL Cup Series. That's going to be wild. And then of course April 25th, the birthday bash at Minneapolis. And then April 26th, back at Talladega for the 2024 Autism Awareness 500. If you like chaos, well, that race is pure chaos, and that's going to be wild. So next week's going to be at signing Dover, Indy, and back to Talladega. And huge thanks for Bronson Minute for joining me up here in the booth for a wild one at Talladega for the JBL Cup Series. Until next week at Dover, for the first time ever on the channel, we will see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.